A mega contract signed through 2031. A legendary crew chief locked in long-term. An owner who publicly said this driver would retire right where he started. Everything about Kyle Larson's future looked completely settled. No drama. No doubt. No open questions. Then one interview changed everything. The question fans are now asking is simple. Was this an innocent comment about family, or the first quiet step toward NASCAR losing one of its biggest stars? To understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to understand how secure Larson's future looked just weeks ago. Before Daytona 2026, Larson signed a 5-year extension with Hendrick Motorsports, a deal explicitly framed as locking in the prime years of his career with the organization. HendrickCars.com sponsorship was locked in alongside it. Cliff Daniels signed long-term simultaneously. The entire structure was built around one idea. Larson wasn't going anywhere. Rick Hendrick went even further, publicly stating he wants both Larson and Daniels to retire with the organization. He said he would have signed Larson to a lifetime contract if Larson had been open to it. That comment was treated as the final word. The story was over. That's the story NASCAR fans thought they knew. Then Larson opened his mouth, and everything changed. The comments came during a Motorsport.com interview in late July 2026, ahead of Iowa Speedway. Nothing about this interview was flagged as a bombshell beforehand. Larson didn't talk championships. He didn't talk trophies. He called turning 40 his next milestone, stating directly, "I want to get there, and then evaluate if I want to keep going or be done." He did not announce retirement. He announced a checkpoint. But the twist is what came next. The decision won't be driven by racing performance, championships, sponsorship money, or NASCAR politics. It will be shaped entirely by where his kids, Owen age 12, Audrey age 8 and Cooper approaching 4, are in their own racing journeys. Larson said it plainly. It all depends on where my kids are in their lives and interests. For the first time in his career, the biggest variable in Kyle Larson's future isn't NASCAR. This isn't the first time Larson has shaken the sport. Back on the Open Red podcast in 2018, Larson openly discussed leaving full-time NASCAR before turning 40 to chase a full-time sprint car championship, something he described as unfinished business from his dirt racing roots. The backlash was immediate. NASCAR-only fans felt betrayed. Critics questioned whether his heart was ever fully in stock car racing. Larson pushed back hard, telling AutoWeek, "Look, the money is great, but I wouldn't be here if I didn't love NASCAR and have fun every week. The fans who think I don't like this are crazy." That was the Chip Ganassi racing era, when CGR limited him to roughly 30 dirt races per year, with none allowed during the playoffs. Hendrick Motorsports gave him total freedom. He didn't have to choose between worlds anymore. He got both. That freedom changed everything about what the sprint car dream meant to him. So where does that dream stand today? Dead. Larson has said directly, "I have changed my mind on that." His reasoning is clear. His dirt racing resume already speaks for itself. 3 Knoxville Nationals, 3 Chili Bowl titles, a King's Royal. He also co-founded High Limit Racing as a challenger tour to the world of outlaws, all accomplished during his Cup career. Larson put it simply, "I just don't know what a championship would add to my career." A sprint car title would also demand an 80 to 90 race schedule, and Larson acknowledged, "That's way busier than I am now." With his kids' racing schedules increasingly demanding, that kind of commitment is simply off the table. The old goal is gone. The new question is harder. What exactly is Kyle Larson racing toward now? That question lands heavier against his current on-track reality. Since Kansas Speedway in May 2025, Larson has gone more than 45 races without a win, his longest winless stretch since joining HMS in 2021. This follows winning the 2025 Cup Series championship at Phoenix. He carries 26 career Cup wins at Hendrick across 2 championships, making this drought historically unusual. The Brickyard 400 made it worse. A flat tire made Larson the first car eliminated, ending his day before it truly began. Hendrick Motorsports as a whole has just 2 wins through 21 races in 2026, both belonging to Chase Elliott and the number 9 team. Carson Hocevar has passed Larson as Chevrolet's top points driver. Even at Bristol, Where Larson led laps and earned maximum stage points, he couldn't close. Toyotas have dominated intermediates and short tracks, and HMS has struggled on road courses since the 2024 tire compound change. The uncomfortable question must be asked: is Larson talking about family and retirement because he's at peace, or because NASCAR isn't giving him a reason to stay right now? Fans on Reddit are split. Puzzleheaded_Phil629 isn't panicking, comparing the situation to 2022 and noting the team remains unpredictable. Banana Nail Gun pointed out Larson has led 569 laps this season, second only to Denny Hamlin, arguing a win is inevitable. Fantasy Hunter Factory predicted 1 or 2 wins at best, blaming the Chevrolet body. World Champ Wicker noted that Larson's dirt track confidence consistently carries over to pavement. On the retirement thread, Big Chief 1029 admitted the headline made his heart sink. Cal Corso observed that in 5 years, Owen will be 16, and that this 5-year extension may genuinely be Larson's last. Insiders have attempted to steady the conversation. Matt Weaver framed the comments as a life update, not a retirement announcement. Bob Pockras confirmed that turning 40 is a checkpoint, not a deadline. Cliff Daniels reframed the winless stretch as growth. We're getting more and more confident just in our process, even if our outcomes aren't where we want. Denny Hamlin said he would never blame a driver for putting family first. Dale Earnhardt Jr. related personally, noting that parenthood fundamentally changes what matters most in a career. Zoom out, and this becomes bigger than one driver. Larson is one of the only active drivers bridging mainstream cup stardom, dirt racing credibility, and multiple championships simultaneously. Alex Bowman's confirmed departure after 2027 proves the Hendrick era is already shifting beneath the surface. 2 futures remain equally possible. Scenario A: by 2029 to 2031, Owen, Audrey, and Cooper are racing seriously, and Larson steps back to support them full-time, retiring at or before the end of his current contract. Scenario B: without the pressure of the Sprint Car Championship dream, Larson actually has less reason to leave, and the kids' schedules may not require his retirement at all. They may one day race alongside him. Nothing is decided. One interview cracked a story that looked completely sealed, not broken, but no longer airtight. Every race, every interview, and every silence from Kyle Larson will now be watched differently by a sport waiting to see which version of this story becomes real. For the first time, the biggest voice in Kyle Larson's future might not be NASCAR at all. If this breakdown meant something to you, this channel, NASCAR Trackline TV, is just getting started, and every single subscriber genuinely matters as we work toward 2,000. Hitting that like button and subscribing takes seconds, but it directly helps this channel keep delivering coverage the moment stories like this one break. Share this with another NASCAR fan who needs to see it. Now it's your turn. Do you think Kyle Larson retires early to be there for his kids? Or does losing the sprint car dream actually mean he stays in cup racing longer than anyone expects? Drop your honest take in a comment below.